Alright, Bonehawks, this video is all about meter. All kinds of meter. Your super meter, your Kameo meter, all kinds of meter. I asked y'all on my community tab what you wanted to see as far as content goes. Mason asked, make a video breaking down the MK1 meter system in comparison to MKX and MK11. What stayed, what's back, and what can we expect to see with Kameo fighters in regards to meter management and fatal blows. So that was the most liked comment, so we're just going to get right into this. And yeah, we're talk about meter. There's a big change that they made for this game specifically that I noticed after when I went through all my gameplay. So I've meticulously gone through all of the stuff that I've recorded to try and make sure that I get this information as accurate as I can. So let's get into it.
Accept your death.
Before we get started, I just want to say that this is all based on my experience with the Mortal Kombat 1 stress test. This is an early version of the game, and things likely will change and can change, and I'll make sure to keep you updated on everything that does, as we know. But for now, let me break down what I got for you. In Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 9, you had three main ways of building meter: getting hit, doing special moves, or doing block strings. All three of those ways return in Mortal Kombat 1, however, they have added one new one, and that is hitting your opponent with normal attacks. In Mortal Kombat X, only supers counted if you hit them, and the same with Mortal Kombat 9. But in Mortal Kombat 1, interacting with your opponent in any way, whether it's on block or hit, is going to earn both parties meter. Now the counterplay to this is flawless blocking. If you flawless block an opponent's string or attack in any way, it will stop them from building meter on that attack. I personally think that flawless blocking is going to be absolutely huge at the top level of this game. It's going to be a huge strategy to keep meter on one side and not the other. So now that we've talked about how to get meter, how do you use meter, and what for? There are three main ways that you use meter in this game. One is for enhancing your special moves, so making a move faster, making it launch when it otherwise wouldn't have, or extending a combo. Second is for your combo breaker. Now this is expensive, it uses all three bars of your meter, and you have to have your Kameo available, so make sure that you really want to break the combo that you're breaking before you make that action. And the third is for armor. Everyone in the game, according to the developers, has one armored move. Now you can use this move either on wake up, or just to get out of a string if you know there's a gap in that string, or you can counter your opponent by hitting them with armor when they press a button. In the build I played, none of the wake-up attacks were combo launchers, and the developers have said that the armored moves are going to be more of a get-off-me type move. However, in this build, Sub-Zero was able to combo off of his slide with his Kameo. Whether that was intended or we'll see it in the final version, who knows? They haven't really deconfirmed or confirmed armored launchers, said more in a general way that it was a get-off-me tool. And that's really it when it comes to the super meter. It felt very much like MKX and MK9's meter system to me, just with the addition of a more expensive combo breaker and the allowance of meter building on hits. Like I said earlier, I imagine the flawless block to be a big part of the meta for this, and as of right now, I saw nothing that is comparable to a push block or a block breaker in this game. Now let's move on to your Kameo meter. Although some people have been saying that it does kind of represent Mortal Kombat 11's meter in the way that it's auto-regenerating, and that's really where the comparisons stop. This must be managed quite meticulously if you want to play the game at a high level, and I'll tell you why. Using a Kameo uses half of your Kameo meter. So in one combo you could use two Kameos, but that is going to put you with absolutely no Kameo meter. That being said, in order to use a Kameo, you have to have at least half of your Kameo meter full. If it's below 50%, you won't be able to call a Kameo. And here's where the meter management comes in. Let's say you're in a scenario where you have 70% of your Kameo meter, and you use one Kameo. That would put you beneath the 50% threshold that you would need to be able to have another Kameo on deck. If you bide some time and wait for that meter to reach 100%, you can use a Kameo and still have one left over. So I've slowed down an example here so you can see how long it takes for a Kameo to get back. I wasn't at 0 Kameo, but I was pretty close, and you can see how Kano is kind of dark, and then as soon as it gets to the 50% mark, he lights up again, indicating that I have a cameo ready. So that whole time that meter is dark, you are unable to use that character to help you out at all. And now, here I am, I've waited, and now I've got back to full Kameo Meter, and we're ready to play again. Now there's one last scenario that we should touch on when it comes to cameos and the Kameo Meter, and that is that your cameos actually have a hurt box. So your opponent can use their projectile or normal attacks to actually hit your cameo, and their cameo can use their attacks to hit your cameo while they're on screen. So where this is good is that your cameo can actually tank a hit for you. So you take, I wasn't able to confirm if it was no damage or reduced damage, but it definitely helps out in that aspect. The downside is that the cameo's meter is stopped for about 5 seconds before it starts regenerating. So if you have your cameo at the halfway point and you bring it out to put you at 0 cameo meter and that cameo gets hit, you have 5 seconds before your meter even starts to regenerate, and then you have to wait for it to hit the 50% mark before you even have a cameo available. So you're out of a cameo for a long time. So this is an interesting feature. I think it can come in clutch in some certain situations, but you really want to make sure that you're careful and aware that this can happen. And that's really all I know so far about the Super Meter and the Kameo Meter in Mortal Kombat 1 after getting my hands on it with the stress test. If there's something that I missed, or if you have a question about something that you saw in this video, leave it in the comments down below and I'll be sure to respond. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because we make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks and all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.